What's going on, everybody? Zach Brittain here with Phipps Brittain Real Estate. I'm a local real estate agent and investor here in Waterloo Region. And in today's video, we're gonna go through what we think is gonna happen between now and the end of 2022. If you're considering purchasing a property, selling a property, or investing here in Waterloo Region, then this video is perfect for you. I'm gonna cover what's going on in the real estate market right now and why, as well as what we think is gonna happen between now and the end of the year. Furthermore, we're going to touch on what implications and strategies you can utilize, whether you're purchasing, selling, or investing, to make sure you're making a smart move. So let's get into it. First and foremost, what is going on in the real estate market here in Waterloo Region right now? Now, I get asked that question a lot as a real estate agent and investor. Hey, Zach, what's going on in the real estate market? Some people are casually asking, some people are more curious, but if you're considering making a move or making any sort of arrangements for your real estate business, this is really important. You want to know what type of market you're in and why. So I'll just get right in front of it. We've said it before and I'll say it again. We are in a very low supply real estate market. What that means is there are very few properties available in our real estate market compared to how many buyers would like to purchase them. Now, if you are under 4 months of inventory, which means if there was no new listings that came up in the market in the next 4 months, at the end of the 4 months, so beginning of the summer for us now, there'd be 0 homes available, okay? So just put this into perspective, we have probably 2 to 3 weeks of inventory at any given time in the Waterloo Region real estate market. It's been like that for probably the last 2 or 3 months. And for the last 5 to 6 years, we've had less than 4 months of inventory here in Waterloo Region. So what that means is we are in a seller's market. And since we are even lower than 4 months of inventory, we are pretty much in the hulk of strong seller's market, for lack of a better term. There is such few inventory that there means there is a lot of competition for listings for buyers out there. Now, don't fear, buyers. We'll cover some strategies on how to navigate a market like this, and we have other videos for that as well. But generally speaking, low inventory means lots of competition, which means you're going to be competing with other buyers for the good listings. As a seller, that means there's going to be lots of buyers interested in purchasing your home, so you get a lot of viewings and potentially multiple offers. As an investor, this just means that you really need to be on top of the ball. The second most common question I get is what's going to happen in the next few months in the real estate market. Now, when people ask me that, I just whip out my crystal ball and I tell them exactly what's going to happen. Boom, we move on our way. Just kidding, guys. I cannot predict the future. I do not have a crystal ball, but I can make an educated guess and I can take into consideration key factors that are going to help guide my decisions and that we like to share to make sure that our clients and our network understands all the key factors that are in play in making arrangements to do business in the future. So there's about 4 or 5 key things that we look at when we're trying to make arrangements or we are trying to prepare to do business in the future, whether it's with our buyers, our sellers, or our investors. So the first key piece of data that we look at is inventory. I hate to harp on it again, but it is very important, especially in a market that has such low inventory, or what's called a low inventory seller's market, like we are in Waterloo Region. So a question you got to ask yourself is it more likely that we're going to have more inventory in the coming months or less? Now, this is a little bit of a loaded question because we have such little inventory, it's kind of hard to get less unless we actually just sell out of real estate. So I would expect inventory to either stay the same, if not get a little bit more. And I'm only saying that we may get a little bit more inventory because we have so little now. There is literally only one way to go. That being said, you could also look at how many developments are actually expected to be released this year. Condo units, suburbs, townhomes, whatever it may be. The reality is in Waterloo Region, we have a lot of builders that are developing, I'm assuming as quickly as they possibly can, but we do expect more new units to come to market as Waterloo Region is positioned to grow. Now, the second key factor that we like to look at when projecting real estate markets is economic development. That's things like jobs, transportation, economic investment, as well as amenities. Now, in Waterloo Region and in any real estate market, we want to see, are those things trending upwards or downwards? Are there more jobs coming to the area? Is there more investment coming to the area? And in Waterloo Region, there is a lot more jobs and a lot more investment in transportation, economic development, as well as amenities coming to the Waterloo Region. That all points that there's going to be more people coming to our area and there's going to be more things to keep them happy and keep them staying in Waterloo Region. That points to me that buyer demand is going to continue to be strong throughout 2022. Now, the third factor we like to look at is population growth. Population growth is a really good indicator on if the region is going to continue to become more populated, obviously, but also buyer demand. More people coming to the area means there's likely more people buying real estate in the area, which means property values are going to come up. If demand's staying strong, more people are buying, and that means more people are going to be investing in the local real estate market. Now ask yourself, in 2022, do you think Waterloo Region's population is going to get up or going to go down? I'm thinking it's going to go up. The fourth factor we look at is lending conditions. Now, most people need to get a loan or a mortgage to buy property, right? So, big topic lately is going to be interest rates. Interest rates have been extremely low for a relatively long period of time. So, we're taking that into consideration, as well as what we're reading in the news and economic data. And what that's telling us is that interest rates are likely to stay the same, if not rise, by the end of this year. So if interest rates rise, some buyers may not be willing to get a loan or able to get a loan at higher interest rates because the numbers don't work for them, removing some of those buyers from the buyer pool and buyer demand. Now, if interest rates go up like we think they're going to by the end of the year, some buyers will no longer be willing to or want to purchase with those types of loans, so there'll be fewer buyers. Do I think that there's going to be so few buyers because of this factor change by the end of the year that our market is going to shift from a strong seller's market to a buyer's market? Absolutely not. I think that some people may be priced out of the market based on interest rate changes or lending changes, but not enough to make a significant change, especially here in Waterloo Region. So those are the 4 key economic factors that we look at to predict and prepare for our real estate market for the rest of 2022. In summary, we expect supply to remain low, demand to stay high, so it's going to be competitive for buyers in our local real estate market. We expect interest rates to maybe increase, but still remain overall quite low and affordable for buyers. All these combined point that prices are going to continue to remain where they are, if not go up between now and the end of 2022. Now that you know what we're going to be planning for and what we expect to happen in 2022, we're going to go into strategies and key points that you should consider if you're buying, selling, or investing. If you are a buyer, then you need to make sure that you do this before we get started. You need to get your together now. Long gone are the days of you casually driving home from the farmer's market on a Saturday with your girlfriend or your wife, and you stumble upon this magical open house out of nowhere. You go in there, there's some lovely old couple that just wants to sell this amazing home, dream home, under asking price to you guys. Oh, and they're gonna give you a couple weeks to get your conditions and everything together to do it. That doesn't happen anymore. You cannot be a casual looker in this real estate market and expect to find a good deal. If you do not have a plan, if you do not know your target properties and what they're going to sell for and how long they're on the market for, if you don't have a solid mortgage pre-approval put in place, and if you're not working with a killer real estate agent that has experience executing and finding their buyers deals in a competitive real estate market, then you are going to get eaten alive. The market is competitive. It is better to be realistic. If you are a buyer, you're going to have to compete with other buyers in a competitive real estate market to get a good deal. That is just how our market is going to be. That's how it is right now. And it doesn't mean you should be scared as a buyer. That just means that you have to get a plan in place and make sure that you're putting the proper time and energy to make sure you get a good deal. Are you a buyer? Do you need a plan? What our past clients have found super powerful is to go through our free Buying Smart package. We have a free buyer guide that outlines the entire buying process from beginning to end, outlining all the key components you're going to need to be prepared as a buyer. This has helped us and a lot of our buyer clients in the last 5 or 6 years be able to prepare and actually eventually purchase their target properties at good value in a competitive real estate market. So if that's something you need, check out the link in the description and we'll have all the information available for you in this video. So what does this mean if you're considering selling a property in 2022? This means that if you are considering selling, you should take advantage of the market that we are given. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a strong seller's market. It is an advantageous position to be in if you are a seller. Now, what we recommend and what we have found successful for our past clients in a selling strategy for these types of market conditions is it's not necessarily about just getting the home on the market. You want to make sure you're maximizing the exposure, not just to everybody, but more specifically to the qualified and motivated buyers that are likely to purchase your type of property. So what we like to do is get a very clear understanding of what the target type of buyers for your type of home is, and then focus our marketing and our negotiating strategies to attract those types of people to view and offer on your home. You know, just getting any people to view your home is great, but take it a step further. Maximize your exposure to the qualified and motivated buyers that are looking at your target properties to make sure that before you sell your property, they view the property and then better yet, they bring an offer. You want to create a circumstance and an environment of competition in order to sell your property for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Now, if this is something that you need help with, you are in luck, my friend. We have free home evaluations and we do free home selling consultations. These are no obligation if you want to learn and understand what property values you can expect in our current market for your home or a property you're considering selling, or you just want to get a better understanding on the strategies we use to help our sellers sell their properties for more money in less time than the competition. Then get in touch. We got a link in the description for you right now. Now for my investors, what you need to know and do if you're planning on investing in Waterloo Region in 2022, then you should be getting your plan in order ASAP. The sooner you get your plan put in place, the sooner you define your goals and understand all your key variables, the sooner you can start to actively look for the target properties that are going to be the next best deal for you and your real estate portfolio. This gives you more time to learn about your target market, more perspective, and view more options so you can better understand what a good deal and a bad deal is. Now, this can be accelerated if you want to work with people with previous experience, or if you're currently active in the market, or if you want to hire a real estate agent that does these types of deals, like myself and my amazing partner, Matt Phipps. But this is the number one thing we suggest you do, and the sooner you do it, the sooner you can be prepared to act on a deal. We cannot tell you and not stress enough how important it is to actively look and view properties that you are in a position to purchase, because you never know when a good deal is going to come up. It could be tomorrow or it could be in 10 months, but if you don't look consistently, you're not going to find it. You can't win if you don't play. So shout out to all my investors that are ready to go. If you need help getting an action plan put in place, defining your goals, and understanding really how to start or build your real estate portfolio, we have you covered. Hit the contact us link in the description below, select the investor tab, and let us know what types of properties or what stage you're at. And we will follow up accordingly to make sure that we set up a time to go through your entire plan. Now, take it a step further for all my investors that are already ahead of the game and ready to rock and roll. For you, we have what's called our investor hot sheet. We are going to be sending out the deals that are currently available in our market that we think offer great opportunity for our investor clients every single week. So if you want amazing real estate agents with experience in investing in real estate, feeding you what we think are the great deals here in Waterloo Region, then go to the link for the investor hot sheet in the description below, send us your information and hit that investor tab, and we will follow up and add you to the list once we clarify what types of deals are a good fit for you. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. If you found it helpful or you liked the content, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or leave us a comment and let us know what you think with any questions or concerns. We would love to hear from you. If you'd like to get in touch with myself or Matt Phipps, hit the contact us link in the description. Our emails will be best, and you can send us a message direct, and we'd be happy to connect with you. For now, we'll see you next time.